Okay, it's been a fat minute since I've done a build video on Guild Wars 2, so I figured why not go ahead and do one. Yeah, for our equipment, oh, this is a warrior build. There's going to be one, it's going to be a variation for solo, play, and then there's going to be another one for zerging, meta events, world bosses, all that. So for the solo one, we'll start off here. Yeah, actually, for both of them, we're going to be running Marauder gear with durability runes, rifle, greatsword. I like having a ranged option and a melee option. You can replace either one with really whatever you want. Considering this is an open world build, obviously you're going to want to avoid the condition weapons, so both of the one-handed swords. Um, a longbow is good for tagging, so if you are planning on like just doing tagging, longbow's good, but generally you want to avoid longbow. Um, Let's see, torch offhand, you're gonna want to avoid that. But other than that, like you could basically use whatever the fuck you want. If you are looking for like CC, the pretty much the best option is either like hammer or mace. Mace is really solid for CC. There's a lot of CC potential there. And yeah, uh, so yeah, all Marauder gear. You get the gist of everything. So for our build, we have Strength, Tactics, and Spellbreaker. Tactics, I actually like this better than Defense. The defense is pretty good, but I just like the self-healing you can get with Soldier's Focus. So you can get Soldier's Focus from literally, I think, just being in combat, right? Yeah, you just periodically, every 15 seconds, getting healing. And then you get, your shout skills heal you. Oh, I just got the daily reward. Cool. Um, and yeah, it's just super nice. You get a stun break for free every 20 seconds, and it removes a condition. It's actually better than defense, which is super nice. And you're going to be getting a lot of boons, so empowered, pff, free damage. And yeah, so we have strength here, which I think is super solid. Um, this one's really cool right here. I like this one. If I'm like going in if I know I'm about to go into some shit, I'll run that. Get some bonus health there. But generally, I like running this because I like the great sword. So it's kind of nice to get that 20% recharge reduced. So 100 blades here, 6.5 seconds. Go down here. Wait, no, wrong one. Fuck. Go down here. It's at 8 seconds. So yeah, personally, I just like that. And yeah, Spellbreaker 1, 2, and 3. Uh, yeah, there's not really much I need to really discuss on this. If you are going to be running Dagger, Sun and Moon style is really solid. Or hell, even just doing offhand Dagger because you're going to be healing yourself for outgoing damage. So it's like, you're healing yourself. It's like lifesteal. It's like permanent lifesteal. It's fucking nuts. Um, yeah, that one's really awesome. And yeah, that's that for Spellbreaker. So for our skills here, to the limit solid. If you're running Spellbreaker, natural healing could be good if you need a lot of healing. Like if you're, not comfortable, maybe you're in your Berserker gear or something. Um, Natural healing is nice for a big heal. However, you will lose a lot of boons and conditions. So that might not be a good thing for you. But it's still solid. And you'll get some might back, as you can see there. And yeah, I like to the limit. It's a shout scale, which means that we're going to be getting that soldier's focus from the tactics tree. You can regain all your adrenaline. It's a pretty quick cooldown. It's not the fastest cooldown in the game, but it's 24 seconds. Not as bad as a 30-second cooldown. If you're not taking a whole lot of damage, healing signet's nice just to have it there passively for passive healing. And yeah, so for our utility skills, I personally like just running 2 signets here, and then for Great Justice, if I know I'm going to need a stun break, I'll usually replace Signet of Might with, where's it at, Shake It Off, which is a stun break that has 2 charges and a 20-second recharge, and it's a shout skill, so that'll give me Soldier's Focus. Um, yeah, I'll always run that. This one's nice. I don't know. I will run Endure Pain if I'm like, okay, I'm about to go into some shit. Let me slot in Endure Pain, but for the most part, this is just kind of the shit that I run here. I like Signet of the Rage because... Oh, actually, I forgot to mention. For Great Justice, this is an awesome one. Everybody knows this one. You get Fury and Might, a while of it as well. And it's a 2 count. Gives you Soldier's Focus because it's a shout skill. And yeah, it's super nice. I love that one. So Signet of Rage. This one's super, super nice because just by passively playing, you get more adrenaline whenever you're in combat, which is nice. But if you're in some shit, and you're gonna need like in a damage phase or something, you can activate your Signet and you get Fury, Might, and Swiftness for a very, very long time, 28 seconds. Damn near like round up to 29 seconds. That is fucking crazy. It's this absurdly strong skill for just passively keeping it up, and then when you need it, you can activate it. And I just love that place because it's essentially just you're gonna be using it whenever you need it, but it's just nice to have that passive bonus. And so yeah, I really, really like that. And that's the build, man. That's the build. But there's a variation for Zerging. I'll go ahead and use the exact same thing, but we will run Berserker with top, top, and top. And yeah, just keep in mind you're going to be losing toughness whenever you're in Berserk mode. I don't actually know. I need to switch this back to that. Just keep this in mind though. This is for Zerging. Like I never really bother using this in solo because you lose that toughness. It's generally not as sturdy and as reliable as Spellbreaker because you have the block with Spellbreaker full counter. Um, and yeah, so let's go ahead and actually like show this build off and get into the combat a little bit. So we have the gap closer right there. We have this one here. This one's good if they're like getting away from you. You can actually do Blade Trail and throw it. And if I go and step away from combat here, you can see I'm passively getting Adrenaline here from my elite skill. So yeah, usually I'll use my skill here, and yeah, it only ticks up one of the bars. And then, I have an idle golem here, so he's not going to be attacking me, but if I know attack's coming, I'll go ahead and run full counter. Like, I have this so it cripples the target, and it's nice to just get that, like, free block every few seconds. 100 Blades is a really good skill, and of course we'll pop for Great Justice off cooldown. And, yep, he's dead. I don't think I had it, so he automatically respawns. That's my bad. Let me get that real quick. Was indestructibility? Sorry, I haven't done this shit in a fat ass minute. It's been a while. Maybe I actually needed to. That's my bad. I needed to respawn him before. But yeah, it's a really simple build to play. I'll just like camp Greatsword, use my burst skills a lot, and yeah, I'll just do that. Let's say the target has like an AoE blind or something. I need a bit of range, dodge back. Actually, you know what you could do? You could actually do brutal shot here, and then you'll evade backwards. So that one's super, super nice. You don't have any stuff. Comes up to you, you go ahead and knock his ass out with rifle butt. He'll, I'll show it off here. He'll leap all the way back, and it's super, super nice for getting them away from you. So really, I'll just kind of auto attack, use aim shot to apply vulnerability on the target, and then I'll go ahead and just use volley. And that's the kind of like rotation there. Go back to auto, use that. Got some vulnerability. We already have 15, 16 stats there, or stacks. That's absurdly good. And you actually do more damage based on how much. What is it? Oh no, you actually get bonus adrenaline against vulnerable targets, which I think is cool as well. And it's got a pretty solid, over 7,000 damage there. So yeah, it's a super, super nice build. I do really enjoy it. It's incredibly simple. It's probably the most simple build I've ever made. It's essentially just auto-attacking with using a couple of skills. And yeah, it does a lot of damage. It's got great survivability. It's really everything you'd want for open world play. You could, take this into like tier 1 fractals and be fine. For upper level fractals, I don't really know how it would fare out. But yeah, that's that. Let's go ahead and show off how this would work on Berserker. And it's essentially going to be the same kind of thing. And so we'll show this off here once I get out of combat. There we go. So as I said, it's really the same thing on Berserker. It just now you have to wait a while until you're able to use your burst skill, which sometimes isn't good for Zerging if you're burning through mobs really quickly, and then there's a good wait between the next pack of mobs. wait here. I'll show you guys. This skill's super nice. So it's basically just like a massive AoE attack. It's absurdly good. And then on the rifle, it's essentially just a shot that does a lot of damage, and it also burns the target for a bit. And yeah, I mean, we're doing a lot of damage with the rifle here. I mean, people really say that the rifle's bad, and I'm just like, what are you guys on? The rifle's pretty solid. I mean, for a ranged option, considering ranged weapons usually do less damage than melee weapons for my, usual testing. Um, it's nice to have that, and I'll show off the burst skill one more time. The thing is, though, with Berserker, is that I find you're actually really reliant on the burst skill with this build, at least, for like a lot of damage. Which, I mean, you're going to be putting out more damage with Berserker than you would with Spellbreaker. Just with Spellbreaker, you have that better survivability factor, which is super nice because the sustain on the Warrior is not exactly fantastic in comparison to like the Guardian, for instance, but it has that high base health, which I think is definitely something going for it. But anyway, that's going to cover the build, and peace.